Hey everyone, it's Mrs. D coming at you with an update video. Please like, subscribe, hit your notification button, drop a comment, share this video, and share my online teaching, working life journey. So I've updated some of my stuff in my walls here. My husband painted this lemon a few years ago, and I liked it, and it actually was on a wall over there. But when I decided I didn't want colors on my wall anymore, I pulled it off the other wall and put it over here. And the bubble painting's been there for a while. My daughter did that one. And she also recently did this one that is like one of those abstract arts. And it really only took her like 3 minutes to do. She used toothpicks and blew some white, threw it on there. So hopefully that will be a famous painting you'll see somewhere in some art gallery someday. And I also got this frog from my front door. It was on there for a good year or so, and I decided it was probably time to make a change to the front door. And so then, voila, changed to my office as well. So anyway, I've been trying to get to this update video for a couple of weeks now. I always like to try to do it on the 15th, so you kind of get like maybe a beginning of the month and a middle of the month. But life has been crazy. We're sleep training because Moses is very attached to me, especially at night, and I wasn't getting sleep. I was being woken up a lot throughout the night, and he was actually regressing. So we're sleep training this week. It has been very difficult. He's supposed to be napping right now, and he's been crying. Yeah, he's crying right now. And so I'm going to try to make this a quick video so I can go deal with him. It breaks my heart that he cries, but when I go in there to comfort him, I'm not supposed to pick him up, right? Because that'll like ruin everything. But when I go in there to comfort him and say it's okay and, touch him and pat him and everything, he falls apart. It makes it worse. So I kind of have to stay away and try to let him, as much as I hate the cry it out method, let him try to work it out. It's not going well. It's not going well. So you'll have to come back for an update on how things are going there. I need it to go well because next week my girls are going back to school, and so he really is going to have to nap at a certain time so that I can teach the classes that I have scheduled. I only have two classes scheduled during the day when my girls are not going to be home after school. Um, and he really is going to need to nap at that time. So this next coming week is the last opportunity I have to tighten up that schedule. So anyway, enough about that. Let's talk about teaching online. Let's go into Allschool. Allschool, I am teaching a class on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. Now, I had a parent request to do a multi-day note-taking class, and so when you do that, people can't enroll in it after it starts. So that's a one learner class. The other two are my journaling classes. They're very, very popular. And then I occasionally throw in a one time class. The Coliseum has been doing very well there. I get three, four learners just about for every class, which is great because that's like $46 an hour when I have four learners in there. So that's really great. But something I have noticed is that the journaling class is an ongoing class, and it's very, very popular class. But on Allschool, the interesting thing is that they will enroll for one class and then leave. And I'm not really sure why they're doing that because I think everybody likes it. I get 5-star reviews, but they're unenrolling. And then there's a fault that Allschool has that I hope that they will correct soon, and that is that the teacher does not get a notification when there's a withdrawal. So if you're busy like me and you're doing more on one platform than the other, and you just kind of go into, go log on to teach your class, and you're expecting four learners and you have one, it's kind of a bummer, right? I'll teach the one learner and I'll teach the one learner like, just as well as I'll teach the four learners. But you kind of have that idea that you're going to do pretty well and you're going to have four, and then you only make $9 for that hour. So that's okay. But just be aware that it is something that happens, and unless you're constantly checking your enrollments, you don't get notified when they are when they're withdrawing. Now, as far as a positive update that has happened is that Allschool does offer a teacher referral bonus. It's a $50 bonus. It's not a ton, but it's appreciated. Anytime you can make an extra 50 bucks. And they actually updated the way that they pay out for that. They used to pay $50 for a teacher once they make their first $50. The teacher that referred them gets $50, which is, that's kind of standard. What they've decided to do now, and I love this, I think that this is really generous and great of them, is that they will give the referring teacher $20 once the teacher that's applying has been accepted. It's gone through the demo, the application, the demo, the background check, and is then accepted. $20 to the referrer. Once that teacher lists their first class, like creates the class and then lists the class, $30 to the referring teacher. So that's how the new schedule for payouts for that is, and that I think is super super generous of them. And so I've actually had a ton of teachers in my referring list that were just kind of like, it sometimes it's hard to get going. So they were just kind of sitting there at the created class, class creation complete stage. And all of a sudden, like I went in there the other day and I saw $20, $20, $20. I was like, what? And then then they sent out the announcement after that. So it was really cool. That was really cool and welcome in these days. Okay, so that's pretty much all I have for all school right now. Outschool. Oh, and if you're an all school parent, we have All School Parent Teacher Connect. We're really in need of some parents in there. We have lots of teachers in there and not a ton of parents. So we would like to have some more parents come into that group if you can find it on Facebook. Let's talk about Outschool. Outschool, my enrollments have been really well. They've been doing well. I haven't had a dip in enrollments as a lot of people have been talking about, and I actually made over $700 last week. So that was like, whew, that was awesome, right? Because how long have I been working at this? And then I had to stop because of the baby, and then I had to rebuild it up. So to get to a place where I worked 19 hours last week and made $700, I was like, this is awesome, right? So for July, today is Saturday, July 23rd, and so payout day is tomorrow. I'm already just over $1,000 for this month's income. So I've met my goal and I'm going to exceed it. And that is really rewarding because if you've been following me on this journey, it hasn't been all that easy to do that. It does take some time and dedication for me. Some people are able to join and they've just got some amazing thing and it takes off very, very fast and they do well. That hadn't been the case for me. So I am happy to report that about a year after I really started getting serious, last August, towards the end of August, I really started getting serious about Outschool. Then, like I said, took a little bit of time off for the baby and then came back. I am making over $1,000 a month on Outschool monthly. This will be 2 months in a row, so stay tuned for next month and see if it continues when my kids are back in school. I think it will. Now, let's talk organization. Organization. So, not organization as in let's organize your things, but organization as in applying to Outschool and Allschool as an organization. So, that was a little bit of a process. The application took a little while longer because I think like I made my business like the same time as I started the application and sent it in. So they weren't able to verify it, and I had to send in a little bit of extra documentation, which was just a copy of my business license. That was the extra documentation I sent in, and then we were approved. You also have to have a website. So the first time I applied, I didn't have a website, and they didn't. They said that they denied me and said that I needed to have the website. So I had to go in there and make a website. and get that up as quick as possible. So if you go to stonebridgesacademy.org and see anything that's like needs attention, please let me know so that I can correct it because it really was done pretty quickly. And I have since gone back and like reorganized things and stuff. But also, news about the organization is that I'm fully heading that right now. We made a decision not to partner in with that. We're still friends. We still love each other. Me and Noam, don't worry about that. But we did make a decision that I was just going to go ahead and do the organization on my own. Now let's talk about class listings. Because I didn't take my individual account and roll it over into the organization, I we're starting from ground zero. So I don't have any classes on there. I don't have any learners. I don't have any statistics. I don't have any reviews. I have nothing. We're starting from zero. So it's going to be a lot of work. I know that. But I wanted to keep my personal teaching account separate from the organization, and just take some of those most popular classes that I haven't been able to fill the requests in for and offer them for other teachers to teach. And so I had to kind of relist them, and I made a little bit of changes, a little bit of improvements, made it easier for someone else to teach because you get into your groove and then you're like, oh, someone else has to teach that now. So let me, change it up so that, they can follow the description. The parents will be happy because the description's being followed and it gives them kind of a lesson plan. So that was fun. That was, going through relisting a whole bunch of classes. I think I've got close to 15, if not 15 up there now. And so my next video is going to be 5 things that make your class listings easier that I learned throughout the week of trying to put them all together. So now the classes have actually been listed and scheduled for about 2 weeks on there. And we had 2 learners last week. One of them transferred to this week coming up, and then 2 learners that are enrolled for next week. So we're already up to like 4 learners in 2 weeks. And I'm very pleased with that. I am really pleased with that. So hopefully, with a little bit more work, we're going to get going really well. Like I said, we're at zero. We're at zero, and people who are at zero just starting don't often get enrollments in the first couple of weeks that they, are listing classes. So for us to have 4 enrollments in the, from Friday to and into next week is exciting, and I can't wait to see where this goes. And I hope that you guys will stick around so that you get those updates too. So we're up over 700 on this channel. Thank you guys so much for subscribing, for following my journey, for being encouraging. I love you all, and let's keep going. That's it for this time, and I'll see you in the next video.